Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Platonic. As you can see, we are actually hanging out with Kingston today. So something that I wanted to try for this LP. I've mentioned this before. I've been reading a lot of romance novels lately. Okay, your girl likes a good romance novel, and I have noticed something about said romance novels. They change point of views like every other chapter, or at least something close to it. Oh my god, if it isn't Jane, there she is. She's here. But we are just hanging out with the Kingston actually today because I wanted us to get to know him a little bit more too. You know, Jane, Jensign, however you wish to refer to her, you know, she's really our focus, but you know, we want to learn a little bit more about Kingston. We want to learn about this guy who just willingly watched his neighbor's infant who he doesn't even know. You know, like that's something really nice to do. Why would you do that? That's very kind. And honestly, he's just a really kind guy. He is actually let me just zoom out here. Ignore the fact that Jensign is even here. I'm just going to make her go away because I don't want to deal with the awkwardness. And she also seems to be really pissed off for whatever reason. So this lot here, I just want to get a good angle. This lot was actually made by gallery ID user El Decora. I'll put it on screen for you. It's just called Sprucewood Square. Now this is where there was originally what's it called? What is it? It's like a community lot type thing, right? There's like the marketplace, there's the community garden, there's those things. It's the different lot types that you can have that came with Eco Lifestyle. But yeah, this is a really cool place. You know, you've got the basketball court here, you've got a little fountain and some benches, you've got a chess table. You've got a little playground for kids, a few vendors over here with some tables, and I mean, look at this, this is pretty cool. You got a DJ upstairs with a little bar, and then when you go inside, you've got an arcade and laundry and some computers. You could even get like your hair done. You could offer appearance styling. I don't know, it's pretty cool. There's also a bathroom around here somewhere. But Kingston is hanging out here today on Winterfest of all days, by his lonesome, just shooting some hoops, just trying to keep his body moving because he is a very athletic sim. So before we dive really into too much about him in live mode, let's go into Create a Sim and take a look at his outfits and his traits and all that fun stuff. We are in Create a Sim with Kingston. So you've kind of gotten a glimpse at some of his outfits already, but he does have a few different everyday outfits, just like I do with all of my Sims. Actually, he has 5. What have I done? Why did I give him 5? I guess we'll find out. There's a few that I'm remembering right now. But what you should know is that he is a professional athlete. Now, he is a hockey player, which is why he is at home for like months or weeks on end. He's also gone for weeks or months on end because during the hockey season, he's traveling a lot. So he is a professional hockey player. Not an easy feat. He is quite literally in the Sims version of the NHL. That's what we're going with. Now, this just means that he is in the athlete career. He is a professional athlete, which is a little bit more generic in the promotions and stuff like that, and his title, as well as the uniforms. They're not really going to fit his sport, but we're just gonna pretend, which is something we do in The Sims a lot. So he has a ton of everyday outfits. This is the first one, and then he's got this one, which is this is actually custom content, which I believe I also found on CurseForge. I'm just saying, I don't know who the creator is, but CurseForge is the way to go. He's just got this nice little, is this a Henley shirt? Is that what that's considered? I don't know. I like the V-neck. Very casual, very, very simple. I enjoy it. And then I got this custom content, which I talked about a couple weeks ago on Twitter, maybe even a month ago at this point, I don't know. But this is his team's logo. I haven't thought of a name yet. So if you have any names that could be based off of this logo, let me know. Give me team names because I have nothing, but this is his uniform. That's what I'm going with. It is, again, custom content. I did not find this on CurseForge. I quite literally Googled hockey custom content Sims 4, and I was met with 2 results. Not very common. So anyway, this is his uniform, and this is his uniform just without the helmet and the stick, just a little bit more casual. I just wanted options in case we were to use it. And then this is his final outfit, which is essentially his non-game jersey for his team. So again, please help me out with hockey name teams for this logo because I ain't got nothing. If it is more so related to The Sims 2, that would be amazing. But those are all of his everyday outfits. This is his formal wear. Again, we have a custom content shirt. I believe this is it custom content? This has got to be. It is. It's custom content, again, on CurseForge. And yeah, without his hat on, we have learned that he keeps his head pretty much shaven, but he keeps his beard, which I really like. He cleans up very nicely. And now he's got his athletic wear. He has two versions. This is the version we just saw him in playing basketball, but he also has a shirtless version. And I imagine this is more so when he's actually like in the gym. Something like that. I just like having different versions of stuff like that. He also has two sleepwear options, one just with his boxer briefs, and then we got some little plaid pajama pants with some slippers, because why the heck not? For his party wear, he doesn't dress up very much. No, he does not. He's just got this nice short sleeve shirt, kind of a brighter tone, same jeans, sneakers, and hat. For his swimwear, he's got this nice bright colored swimsuit, but I also have a second version where he's got sunglasses, because why not? His warm weather is just some shorts, the same sneakers, and a tank top. Not a lot of variation in his clothing, you've probably picked up. And then he's got his cold weather, which we've got, his jacket, which is more outdoor, and then this is more indoor. We actually saw him in this when we first met Kingston anyway, but it doesn't matter. He's just got two options as well for his cold weather. And let's get to know him trait-wise. Now, he is athletic, or active, I should say, which we probably already knew, but he's also very romantic and ambitious. I think that being a professional athlete, there's a lot of ambition that drives you, so that makes a lot of sense. He also has the bodybuilder aspiration. Made the most sense with his career choice and his traits, but I want to jump back to the romantic one, because if you all saw the intros that I was kind of like teasing on Twitter and stuff for these characters, he's never really been the relationship type. But he is a romantic. Like he's quite literally never been the relationship kind of guy. He's dedicated a lot of his time and energy to his sport, to his profession. So he's kind of made the excuse of like, I don't have time for romance, but he loves the idea of love. Like that's what this guy's about. He really does. He loves the idea of love. He was raised with a single parent, so he didn't have this example of marriage and love and relationships when he was growing up. But he's kind of created his own vision for what he thinks an ideal relationship would look like, and he just hasn't been able to find it yet. More so that he hasn't really put himself out there and found the time to make it a reality, because his job pretty much takes over everything. Though, of course, there's the off season, so what's the excuse, right? Anyway, he has some likes and dislikes. Again, I tried to keep a lot of them pretty open for him to discover, but he does love cerebral sims. He likes funny sims, homebody sims, and spirited sims, but he really doesn't like emotional decision makers. He doesn't like sims that are hot-headed and jealous and non-committal. That is not his jam. He is a very, I would think that he would be a very committed person. Like, I think he would have the loyal trait, but I didn't give him that trait because he's not really loyal to anything but his sport at the moment. I didn't think it was fitting. He also very much likes fitness. It's the only like for the hobby and skills that he has. He has no dislikes there. And now for conversation topics, he loves compliments. He loves discussing hobbies. He really likes to flirt. He is a romantic sim after all. He also very much enjoys physical intimacy, but he despises pranks and malicious interactions. He just has no time for it. He is one of those people where he's like, if you don't have anything nice to say, like literally don't say it. Though I'm going to take that a step farther because he's a hockey player, and I don't know all the roles in hockey, okay? So you need to forgive me as I stumble over my words as well. I don't know the exact role that he would be in, but I feel like he gets in fights when he plays hockey. He's that guy. He's always getting penalties, but he plays so well that he doesn't get benched a lot. So he doesn't like malicious interactions. He's one of those guys where he's like, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. And if you do choose to say it, I might punch you in the face. At least while we're on the rink, while we're on the ice. That's probably when it's going to happen. He's not like aggressive, but he definitely gets into the sport in that way. But yeah, that is Kingston in a nutshell. He is all set. Oh no, I was gonna say he just completely missed the ability to he was gonna order hot chocolate. I think he just got it. I think she was like, oh, sorry, like you were the last order. That was so close. But he just got a hot chocolate quick after shooting some hoops around. And like I mentioned, it is Winterfest today. Like it's 4 p.m. on Winterfest Day. And Kingston isn't celebrating with anybody. He doesn't really have anybody to celebrate with. He got a text from one of his teammates. And they had wished him, a Merry Winterfest, Happy Winterfest, whatever the case is. And he was really grateful for that. But, that's pretty much it. there's really no one else to celebrate with. He doesn't have any close family or anything like that. He doesn't really have any friends outside of his teammates. So a lot of his teammates, though, have families, so they're all a little bit preoccupied. But anyway, he is actually going to purchase this candle over here. And I think maybe a piece of artwork? I don't know. How much is this? $920. Oh, no. Oh, these are expensive. Who did these? $436. Oh, wait. I want to buy this one. You know, I don't know. We're going to buy that one. He needs some artwork in his apartment. But yeah, he has just been hanging out here. He was shooting some hoops. He got some hot chocolate. And that's pretty much how he's going to spend Winterfest. Like, he doesn't really have that much to do. He's kind of used to it at this point. You know, this isn't new to him. He spends a lot of time by himself or with his team. He's either fully ingrained with the team or he's pretty much by himself. And I think he's starting to realize, he's like, I might have some more free time than I thought. Like, I thought I didn't have a lot of free time, but maybe I kind of do, you know? And he's just kind of thinking about what recently just happened with his neighbor as well. He did snag her phone number over here. So, you know, he's going to shoot her, I think, a quick text and just be like, hey, Merry Winterfest. Hope you and Felix are celebrating in style, you know? And I think she's going to text him back and just say, oh, you know, just the usual around here. He's taking his nap and I'm trying to get some homework done. Thanks again for your help. And I think that made him kind of warm and fuzzy. I know that sounds cheesy, but I don't care. I'm a cheesy person. Maybe he's a cheesy sim. Maybe this is just the way we are, okay? There will be no judging. I will have no criticism, all right? Okay, good. As his night is winding down, Kingston decided to pop by the Caboose. Now, I built this a little while ago. Very proud of this build, to be honest with you. It is a restaurant, so it's pretty cool. It's like an industrial restaurant. I really liked it personally. But he's actually going to head right up to the bar and just grab a drink. This is definitely something that he usually does. He'll pop by, he'll grab a drink at the bar. No way is Kyle Kyleson the bartender right now. Okay. Okay. Kyle Kyleson's a bartender. Oh, that's killed me off a little bit. That's really funny. Anyway, this is definitely a usual, watering hole that he'll pop by. He'll grab a drink at the bar. He'll chat with the bartender, whoever's on shift, if you will. And then he'll just get, actually, let's get his favorite drink. What's his favorite drink? I'm always curious because the Sims develop their own, like, randomized favorite drinks. So I'm kind of, I want to know. What's his favorite drink? Oh, we don't even know yet. Okay, well, we'll find out in a second. Hey, would you look at that? No way. I don't know what it is, but it's a beer of some kind. That seems about right. Maybe like a barley ale or something. And he will also usually get the meat and cheese platter for himself. He's, he eats healthy because he has to. But when it's like off season, I think that's what I'm trying to say. When it's off season, he'll kind of indulge a little bit. So getting the meat and cheese platter, he's like, yeah, you know, it's protein. It's good. It's all good. All good in the hood. We'll just have some protein. But he usually does this by himself. I think he's going to introduce himself to Kyle. Maybe he's new and he's just like, hey, man, I haven't seen you around here. When did you start working at the Caboose? And Kyle's just like, yeah, you know, I started about last week or something like that. And wait, aren't you Kingston? Kingston Cameron? He's like, I am. He's like, man, I love the team. I need a team name so bad, you guys. I need a team name so bad. But he's like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of the team, man. Like, you are a killer player. Like, I don't know how you do it. You know, you're one of the absolute best. And he's like, well, thanks. I mean, I really appreciate that. That's really nice of you to say. You know, we're in the off season right now, but hopefully we'll have another good season and you'll have to let me know how I do. Kyle's like, yeah, man, that sounds great. We're going to let Kingston go to the bathroom because he does really have to go to the bathroom. We're going to have him pack away the rest of his like meat and cheese platter here just so it doesn't spoil or go bad or anything. And there really isn't too much else to do on this lot. Like he's not really into dancing. He doesn't do karaoke. Like Kingston he's really not that much of like a social butterfly. I think he's going to discuss sports statistics with Kyle because look, I think they discuss hydration. I don't know. I just love this. I think they're just going to like talk hockey and stuff like that. And even though Kingston, you know, he's not a very social guy, like I said, but I think that he's really humbled by people that watch him play You know, he is really generous and really grateful for, I'm going to go with fans. Like, he doesn't like calling them fans. You know what I mean? He doesn't like it at all. But he's really grateful for people that support him in the sport and what he does. And I think he's just like, yeah, you know, my stats were a little off and I'm just trying to get them, you know, to a better place. I'm trying to beat out this other guy on this other team who I'm like always in competition with informally. And Kyle's like, yeah, you got him beat, man. Like, you'll be fine. You'll do it. If you stick to whatever regiment you got going on, I have no doubt. I can't wait to see the next season. He's like, thanks, man. And he's actually shooting Jane a quick text as well. And he's like, hey, I've got, you know, leftovers. I'm over at the Caboose. Do you want some leftovers? Like, I got them. I'm not going to eat them all. They're just going to go bad in my fridge. And she's like, really? Why? That would be great. What is it? I'm starving. And he's like, well, it is just a meat and cheese platter. And she's like, a man after my own heart. Bring it on over. So I think that he is going to bring his leftovers over to see Jensen before he heads to bed. And here he comes, knocking on her door at like 8:30 at night. But honestly, at this point, there's no normal for them. Do you know what I mean? like there's no normal for their interactions. Why is Felix on the floor? Right. Okay. Well, we are just going to come into the kitchen. He's like, Jane? She's like, yeah, I'm just in here with Felix. I'll be right there. And he's just going to plop these leftovers right on the counter. He's going to unpack it. I think it only took like one. Yeah, it was just like one plate of it, which is kind of silly. I thought it was going to, no, don't eat it. It's not for you. Stop it. It's not for you. Can you put it away? Can you put it in the fridge for her? He's like, I'm just going to toss the leftovers in the fridge if that's okay. And she's like, yes. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. That'd be great. She's got like leftover Chinese food and stuff. She's struggling. Also, please ignore the fact that she has an accessory on that outfit, or we're just gonna go ahead and change the outfit around because I can't deal with that at all. I couldn't deal with the book hanging off of her. But yeah, I think she's gonna put Felix down over here. Over here, put Felix down. Please do it. Thank you. And then he's like, hey, yeah, the leftovers are there. I hope you enjoy them. Have a good night. Do you want to just hang out and like watch a movie or something? You know, Felix isn't going to go to bed anytime soon. He's been going through a growth spurt. He's been, oh, she does like silly behavior. Sure. You know, he's going through a growth spurt. He's really just, he's not going to sleep. And he's like, I mean, that's really nice of you, but I probably have to head home. But how are your classes going, by the way? And she's like, oh my gosh, you were just such a lifesaver. Like they're going really, really well. Like I'm so happy that I didn't have to completely abandon going to class, but I still haven't found a permanent babysitter and I'm really trying to find someone. And he's like, I stand by what I said. If you need someone to watch him, you know, just let me know. And I'll run right over. You know, I don't really have too much going on right now. And she's like, what do you do, by the way, for work? As he plays peekaboo with Felix, and Felix did not like it at all. That was really funny. And he's like, I play hockey professionally. So, you know, it's the off season right now and I'll be really busy when the season starts up again. She's like, no kidding. Professional? That's so freaking cool. I mean, that's amazing. He's like, yeah, it's a pretty cool job. You know, I don't know. I worked really hard for it my whole life. I'm just glad to be doing something that I really love, you know? She's like, yeah, that's amazing. That's really neat. Like, I'm so glad that you were able to do something like that you really love. That's awesome. You know, that's why I'm studying biology. Like, I want to become a conservationist or just do something. I just want to protect the world, you know? I know that sounds cheesy. And he just says, that doesn't sound cheesy at all. You know, someone's got to do it. And then he looks at the time. He's like, I'm so sorry. It's already like 10:30. I'm going to get going. I just wanted to, you know, drop off the leftovers, make sure you guys had something to eat, or at least you know, in between classes. And she's like, thank you. That was really thoughtful of you. And I really appreciate that. You know, you definitely didn't have to do that at all. So she's going to go ahead and just give him a little hug and just say thank you. And then he is going to end up heading home. She's like, thank you again so much. And I hope you have a good night. And he's like, thanks, Jane. I'll see you around. Kingston is back home, and I don't know how I'm just discovering this, but he is watching the Scare Max channel. I believe this is new, and I believe it probably came with Growing Together because I see infants and The Sims 4. There are a lot of new channels I didn't even know about, like Brainchild Learning. I did know about that one. I was like, oh yeah, it came from Growing Together, yay. But there's Sitcom Central. I don't know if that's completely new, but it was new to me. And then there's, I just had a hiccup, ignore me. And then there's Scare Max, and then I think that's it. So maybe like 2 or 3 new channels, I want to say. It's kind of exciting though. Anyway, he's back at home. If you also recognize this apartment at all, I did this a long time ago. I think it's called like a bachelor apartment. And I actually did an off-camera legacy where I had one of the Sims living in this apartment. So it's gotten a lot of good use for me. But he is just settling in for the evening. He's going to take a little quick shower, actually, I think, before he heads to bed because he's a little bit smelly from shooting those hoops earlier in the day. And I think, now this is how I function. I always do a lot of thinking in the shower. And I think that he's thinking about his dropping off of the leftovers. It doesn't seem like a really big deal, but the fact that he doesn't really know this woman and he's in no way committed to doing anything. He's just like, why am I doing these things? Like, I know, I was raised right. I know to, if you can help someone in need, you help them. But, I don't want her to feel like I'm like patronizing her or like thinking down on her or something like that, or that she needs my help. I'm not trying to make her feel, I don't know. He doesn't want her to feel as though she's not enough because clearly she's doing a lot. She's doing a ton. She's doing an absolute ton by herself and raising her child and all this other stuff. And he's just like, I don't want her to feel like I'm coming in to rescue her, even though she's blatantly said I rescued her. I don't want her to feel that way, I want her to feel like a strong, independent person because she is, she's pretty kick-ass for doing what she's doing. And I don't know, he feels a little bit awkward about it, but at the same time, he kind of wished that there had been someone who, came to his mom's rescue in a way and supported her in raising him by himself and all this other stuff. So he's having some mixed emotions, and he didn't really realize it was that deep until he started to think about it, He's like, I didn't realize I was feeling all these things or thought all these things. So it's been kind of a whirlwind for him, even though it's only been like 24 hours, but he's already watched this woman's child. He's brought leftovers to her, thought of her immediately, texted her if she wanted something or needed something. I don't know. I feel like he's a very protective guy, and he just wants to do right by people. And there's just something about Jane that he can't pinpoint, but he just wants so much more of it. It is 6 a.m., bright and early, and Kingston is up. He's got his coffee brewing. He's making some eggs and toast. You got to pack on that protein. And I think his plan today, because he doesn't have work today, he doesn't actually have to start kicking off like more regular practices and stuff with his team until tomorrow. Also, again, ignore his title of minor leaguer. It's not relevant to hockey. But yeah, he's trying to pack on the protein. He's starting that, I'm not going to call it like a diet, because it's a diet change. It's a diet change to support, how active he has to be during the season. So he's making some eggs and toast. He's going to have some coffee. And today he's actually going to hit up the gym instead of just casually shooting some hoops. And I think that's actually where we're going to leave things. I wanted to try this out. I want to try this alternating of points of view while still having them interact with one another and kind of tell the story that way. It seems, it just seems different. It seems like something that I haven't seen in The Sims before. At least I don't think, so I wanted to give it a try. So hopefully you all enjoy it. I can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I'll catch you next time I post an episode. Bye!